Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built. Sorry there was no Beetle vid last week. I've been away in New Zealand for the last couple of weeks, but I'm back into it, and this week I'm going to get stuck into cleaning up that engine bay and maybe have a little bit more look at that rust. Okay, so as you've seen, I've stripped out the back seat and I've taken the battery out and just vacuumed down in here just to clean it all up and see what we're working with. So I'll bring it down here now and I'll show you the issues that I want to try to fix. In this light, it looks like this is all rusty, but most of this is just is actually quite good. It's just a little bit of rust. There seems to be just in these particular holes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the wire wheel and clean all this up, see what I'm working with, and then work out what patches I need to make and start patching. Okay, so when I first looked down here, it just looked like there was a small hole over this side and basically, yeah, just a couple of little spots. But once I started grinding it back, you can see that it's a fair bit worse. So what I'm looking at doing now is I'm just going to cut the whole base of this out and weld a whole new base in. So time to get out the angle grinder and start cutting. Alright, so you can see here that I've cut the hole out and it's all ready to go. I've made myself a piece of clear plastic and I cut a hole through the middle of it because I was trying to work out how I can hold it there and trace around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it through the hole, pull it up against the hole, and now I can trace around the edge. So now I'm using a welding magnet to hold the metal piece in place while I keep trimming it and bending it until it fits just right. Alright, so I've spent a fair bit of time backwards and forwards bending with my pliers and just sort of making this odd shaped panel, but now I've got a quite a nice tight fit, so it's time to get out the welder and start welding it in. All welded in, nice and solid in there now, in the base. So quick coat of paint, and I might even try and put a bit of stone guard on it to give it a bit of a nicer finish. And the battery tray is all fixed up, no more rust. So I'll see how I go for time, but my next job is I want to start making this engine look a bit prettier. And that means, first of all, giving it a thorough clean, and then I'm going to see if I can scrub some bits and paint some bits and just make it a bit nicer than it is now. Okay, so I've done a lot of cleaning in here. I stripped out all the spark plug leads, the coil, the air filter, just random bits and pieces to get it all as clean as I can. All these holes in the bottom in the engine tin, where there's obviously supposed to be bolts and stuff, I'm going to re-bolt them all together, nip it all up so it's all nice and tight, because at the moment this is all just loose and shaking. And alright, that is a lot better. I've put some nuts in here, nuts and bolts, and bolted down the loose tin down the bottom. And this big hole here, I went through my my just universal rubber grommet kit, and I got a nice rubber grommet that's going to go in there. But first things first is I think I'm going to give this a quick dust of paint just to make it a little bit crisper than what it is right now. Alright, that is looking a lot tidier. It's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot neater than it was, with a little bit of high heat silver paint and a little bit of satin black. It looks great. So now it's time to actually get out and see if it still runs. So that's going to be the test. Alright, that is troublesome because it's leaking fuel now, so it looks like it might be that fitting on the top of the fuel pump there. So it's time to go through and make sure that I haven't stuffed something up there. I mean, I've just cleaned stuff, but yeah, that's too much fuel to be leaking out of there, so let's see what we can do to try and fix it, because that's not good. Not good at all. Well, that is annoying. I just got everything neat and tidy and working the way I wanted it to. It looks beautiful, and now that fuel pump seems to be leaking. And it wasn't leaking before. I'm not sure whether it's leaking from the pin that goes through the center of it, or from the gasket. It actually looks like it might be just leaking from the gasket around the bottom, but it could be leaking from there's a plate on the side. Either way, if anybody knows, anybody can tell me what I've probably done to this, let me know in the description. But either way, I'm thinking it may be the easiest course is to just get another fuel pump. I don't think they're very expensive. Either way, I have run out of time, so that means it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Chef.
Hey guys. In 1952, the South African head of Volkswagen, Baron Klaus von Oertzen, invited his Australian friend Lionel Spencer to see the factory in Wolfsburg, West Germany. Spencer, who was a Land Rover agent, was impressed with the factory and all the Volkswagens that he saw on the roads in Germany. He obtained the sole rights to be the importer and distributor in Australia. The initial cars brought over by Spencer were the Export Deluxe versions, and not the standard German domestic cars. Around 30 of these cars had landed in Melbourne by the end of 1953 for evaluation, but the first ones are not sold until after their official release at the Melbourne Motor Show in March of 1954.
Alright guys, it's really coming together now. The rust underneath the battery is all tidied up and the engine bay is looking much better. I think with my cleaning, I've cleaned it too much and knocked off whatever was actually keeping the fuel inside the fuel pump before, so now the fuel pump is leaking. So I have to do a little bit more research on that and see what's actually causing it and where it's actually coming from, but it is getting there. In any case, if you want to help the channel out, as always, head down to the link in the description. You can pick up some shirts, hoodies or coffee mugs, and Please like and subscribe, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at the same place. See you guys.
Baron Klaus. Export Deluxe
Cars?
cars.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the
Sorry.
screenwriting here. Wait. Otherwise, this is so challenging. Spanish and realistic versions. Around 30 of these cars had